We just have to do it like that.
Sorry, we're trying to figure this out. We're useless. We've done it before and we're still useless, aren't we? Right,
I don't know if everybody else is in another chat now, in another thing.
Let's have a look. You keep talking to everybody.
There's nobody joined us yet.
Right.
I think people might be in another chat.
So how do we end this then? The one that's on here.
I don't think we need to, because it hasn't gone on there. Let me have a look. Hello, somebody's here. I can't see any comments either. Oh my goodness. All messages are visible.
Put a comment on if you can see us.
Or hear us.
Or hear us. Where's that little button? That one.
There, press that one.
How do we cancel that?
Go on to go live. Hi guys, thank you for joining us. We're just having technical complications as
yeah,
always.
Again.
I don't know if anybody can hear us or not. We're having to do this. Hey Jackie, so Jackie, can you hear us, Jackie? I don't even know if people can hear us. It can only be Romany Pirates Live, this, can't it? We can hear you, yes. We're on. So,
we're on.
We're on. So just ignore that.
Let's ignore that. Let's move the laptop to one side. Watch your feet. We need to get something to...
I'm gonna try. I'm tripping over wire.
We need to get something to put the camera in,
I'll just hold it.
You
it's
can be
fine.
alright holding it. You can't see anybody.
It's fine. I can see all the comments. We're all right, we're on. So we're having to use the phone to do this because we tried setting up the laptop to do it and we have absolutely no idea what we're doing. So we're just literally on selfie mode on the phone to try and get through this.
We're absolutely useless at this.
You wouldn't like it. If it were like a perfectly done live, it wouldn't be Romany Pirates, would it, really?
No, it wouldn't be. That is true.
So,
I really think you should try and put that in there though, because you can't hold it properly all the way through.
Let me try. Bear with me, guys. Let me try and get. I've got a little phone holder here. Hang on, you're gonna go dizzy for a second.
Right, can you see us both there? Does it need to be further back?
I think that's all right. Look.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's just reading.
If I sit
it's
here.
reading the comments. I'm gonna try and get the comments up on the laptop.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
I think I can probably do that.
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed New Year's Eve. I hope you're all not too worse for wear. I am slightly. We decided to do this live today because Reese has been really poorly, actually. We were meant to be back on road by now, but he's been really poorly for a few days. He's been doing that man flu thing, you know. So we decided to stay in cottage and just kind of get him feeling a bit better and not moaning as much.
I've been moaning. She keeps saying, "Oh, you've got man flu." I said, "It's not man flu at all. It's a serious cold or something I've got." How do we YouTube studio?
Reese is going to try and get your comments up on laptop because they're a bit difficult to read when it's so far, the phone's like so far away from us. We tried to get the filming up on laptop, but that just did not work. Probably because my laptop's so old. You'll have to join it as if you're watching us, as if you're a person watching us. That's how you'll have to join it, won't you?
I don't know.
Oh, look. Oh, you need to cancel that other one. Look, people are waiting on that one.
No, it's just upcoming. I don't know how I've done that.
Right, have you joined us on can we see comments on there?
No, because I'm altering thumbnail and stuff.
Oh, you're just getting me confused now.
Right, forget that.
You carry on with that and try and figure it out and I'll talk to everybody.
Right.
I'm pretty good at talking. Anybody that knows me knows that anyway. So we decided to come on and just kind of talk to you. Everybody's been saying about New Year's resolutions and how you never stick to them. So actually my sister, who gave me this beautiful scarf, if you've noticed, we're wearing matching scarves.
Of course we are.
Yeah, because we're really good like that. We used to have matching hair dye as well at one point. We had matching fringes in red. But we're yeah, my sister put me onto this like sort of self-help type woman that's that talks on like podcasts and stuff, and she was talking about sort of setting your New Year's resolutions and how you really kind of make sure that you can stick to them. And so she was talking about looking back, how you've got to kind of make your New Year's resolution be something that means something to you, that you're really invested in. So anybody that's kind of worked where there's been a change at work, or you've managed a change at work or anything like that, you know that if people are invested in it, nobody buys into it, nobody does it. So we've been going back and following her instructions, haven't we? So we've been like looking back at the last year. So the first thing you have to do is look back at your last year and look at certain things that have happened in your year. So like your achievements, your stuff that you've like overcome, like your challenges and stuff. And what else would it? I forgot what else it was. Achievement or memorable experiences.
Memorable experiences.
So you've got to go through like all your Facebook posts and all your photographs, and for us, like all his videos, and figure out what the memorable experiences were. So that's what we've been doing, isn't it? Yeah. Have you got them comments up on there yet?
Yeah, so I can see your comments up on here now. It's a bit weird because I'm having to watch myself on that screen on the laptop there, but I can see everybody's comments.
So who have we got on then? Let's say hello to everybody first. Hiya, Jackie.
Jackie.
Theo. Hiya, Theo.
Oreo Cookies. Anthony. Hi, Anthony. JHG, I can hear you. Hello. Sam Cook. Hi, you two beauties. We can hear you.
We've
Jackie,
actually
yes.
done better
Theo,
this time.
hello, Theo.
We've done better this time
it was quicker.
Last time.
If you remember, if you were around for the last live we did, what a disaster that was.
We set up about 4 different things for people to link on.
I don't even know if people are like watching. They might be watching other people watching a blank screen.
So what I've been doing, right, hang on, need to get my phone now. So I've gone through our different stuff, and we made a list of our achievements and stuff, didn't we? So, because it's hard to remember, especially when you're doing so many things like we are all the time, because it's constant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, one of my biggest achievements in life in this last year, in 2023, was being able to skim a stone. So, if anybody watched the Kill the Forest, don't laugh, it were really hard. So, if
just flopped in water.
So if anybody's watched the Kill the Forest episode, which were like right back in, I don't know, January, February or something like that.
Yeah, they've been early on at the beginning of the year.
It were really early on. We went to Kill the Forest, which is just the most amazing place to go. It was really snowy, so it probably were about February, I think. And honestly, the stars there are just absolutely beautiful. But besides the stars and the beautiful snow and everything else, I was more impressed with the fact that I were able to skim a stone on the lake. I'm really impressed with that. I've never been able to do that before. My brother's tried to teach me so many times and it's never worked. And then I actually did it.
You did do it actually, yeah.
But I had to quit while I was ahead because I tried to do it again and I couldn't do it then.
You just fell in.
And I think as well, because everybody asks us, don't they, how we heat the van?
Yes, that's the number one question we get. How do you keep warm? And the genuine, honest answer, as we've said before in us blogs, is we don't have any. We don't have any heating at all in Romany.
Hence the scarves that we've got knitted for us.
So, yeah, that's it. It's just literally like warm jumpers. We've got an electric blanket, haven't we?
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, we do have like one of those 12-volt blankets. But what we tend to do is candles, because in a van so small, stop rocking on your rocking chair, because everybody's going to be feeling seasick.
Sorry.
Like this. But yeah, because basically the van is done out with wood. So as soon as you heat it, it stays really, really warm. So honestly, with just a few candles, you can warm it up. I mean, as soon as you open the door or anything, it's absolutely freezing again. But I think the fact we've survived 2 winters so far with just 4 candles. 4 candles. Do you remember that? That was funny, that sketch.
Who did that? Oh. 4 candles.
Who did that? Who did 4 candles? Remember, 4 candles.
I want to say the 2 Ronnies.
It might have been 2 Ronnies, yeah, it might have been.
Let us know that. That's going to bug me, that.
Yeah, it might have been. Anyway, yeah, so we use candles, and that has been, like, honestly, people don't believe us, do they? But it's been really, really, really good.
And they warm up right quick, don't they? It's all right.
It does, yeah, it's all right. So I think that's an achievement. The other one, which I didn't even realise, I'd totally forgotten about till we were, like, watching back on some videos. was the wetsuits when we got the wetsuits.
Yeah, that were up in
Yorkshire
Malham.
Dales, wasn't it?
Yeah, up in Malham Cove.
And I surprised Reese with some wetsuits. It were absolutely freezing. And then I don't like, I mean, I've done cold water swimming before every now and again, but I don't like being cold. Anybody that knows me knows I don't like being cold. So, but I did it with you, didn't I?
Yeah, it was good, that.
So we did all right with that.
Somebody's just put 2 Ron. Oh, everybody's putting 2 Ronnies.
2
Get in, I got
Ronnies.
it right. Yes. I've never got out like that right in my life. If that had been a pub quiz on the grand prize question, I'd have got that one.
Thanks, Dan and Sarah, for that.
4 candles. 2 Ronnies, you're all right, yes.
Thank you, Jackie.
Hello to you both from across the water. Oh, excuse if I pronounce your name. I'm Cladog Twomney. Hi.
Yeah, we're dyslexic as well, so
Let
we're
us
really
know
not good at reading.
I presume you mean the States, so hi.
We're not very good at reading.
Hiya from a rainy Coventry, living on a canal boat. Rebecca, hi.
Oh, Rebecca, we will get out. We're going to tell you.
We're
going to tell you about the boat. Honestly, we will tell you, but we get into it. We will get there. We will get there. The other thing that we did as well was the bridge. So
that were awful.
Where was that?
That would
I've forgotten what it was.
It was King Arthur's Castle in.
That were it.
Where is it? King Arthur's Castle. Put that in the comments.
It's a joint. You're joining in. You see, we're getting engaged.
Where's King Arthur's Castle? Begins with T. It begins with T. Not Tyneham. That was the old village.
Oh, I've no idea. I'm rubbish. I don't know where I am, even when I am where I know.
Help us out here, guys. Where's King Arthur's Castle? We were there. We should know.
We were there, and we had to. How high up with that bridge? 180 some feet or something.
180 feet in the air, which doesn't sound a lot, don't 180 feet.
It does sound a lot.
It don't, like, it's not like 1,000 feet, is it?
Oh, it's high enough.
It's 1,000 feet when you're petrified of heights and bridges and you've got to walk across it. And what you probably didn't see on camera is that it will swing in, like this.
It sways. It's not nice. And we are like, anyone that watches us regular will know we've got some weird phobias, but they're kind of opposites to each other. So I'm terrified of boats, like going on boats, which is great when you've got a canal boat. But I'm not so bad with them, actually. I've been all right with that. But ferries, I hate ferries. Reese hates flying, so that does us good for travel. So guess who has to face their fear all the time? Because it ain't him, it's me and Van. On blooming ferries, isn't it? And then bridges. Tintagel, that's it, Jackie, Tintagel.
Danny and Sarah and Oliver have put Tingley.
we know Danny and Sarah, they're actually friends of ours.
Yeah,
so hello, Oliver. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. Oliver loves Christmas more than anybody I know. He absolutely loves Christmas, and he's the nicest little boy in the world, isn't he? He's got such an old head on his shoulders. He's absolutely lovely. And they actually got me a light up thing that it's like a biscuit tin, and I opened the top of it. I thought I'd broken it, and it actually, you haven't. It lights up all your ceiling with like Santa Clauses and stuff. It was the best thing I have ever had. It were absolutely amazing. Loved it. I kept locking, while we've been in cottage, I've been locking myself in bathroom so nobody can get to me and I can be left alone with peace and quiet with that thing doing lights all around roof. It's been fabulous.
Yeah, Tintagel.
Yeah, so we've got, we did that. So we walked over that bridge. That were definitely an achievement.
They're horrible.
We wired up the van.
You wired up the van.
I wired up the van.
You won't find me wired. I can't wire. This is sick. I can't even put a light bulb in a ceiling without dropping it. So I won't even attempt to wire a van. You wired it up.
Yeah, I learned a lot from that, actually. And it was something that, because we've done vans out before. As you know, you'll know if you watch us, this is our 4th van that we've done. We've had some quite dubious paint jobs on some of the past vans, haven't we, in the past? Graffiti jobs done by friends of ours with fairies and dragons and all sorts all over them. Romany's a bit more sensible than that. But we've never done the wiring on our own, so this was the first time ever I've attempted anything like that. And I did do an online course, so I didn't just go onto it blindly. But it was a real challenge, but I was absolutely suited when I'd done it. Until we got into Europe, and I kept saying to him, it's not working, solar power ain't working. I know I've done everything I'm meant to do. And then I realised that I'd not switched it on by the little switch. So yeah, that were, and I've overcome my fear with birds.
Yeah, you did well, feeding that duck.
Fed a duck.
Especially.
And the parrot.
And a parrot.
That was the most amazing experience. In fact, that tied into a memorable experience for us, wasn't it, when we were on that little beach. Where were we? I can't remember.
That was Tarifa.
Tarifa. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beach. Have you never been
to Tarifa? If ever you get to go to like southern Spain, to put Tarifa on top of your list, it's absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely amazing. And with this guy just came, didn't he, with 2 parrots. And he said he took them on his motorcycle with him, on his bicycle with him, all over the place. And it would just, I didn't have a choice. It just sat on my shoulder and started eating my jewellery. So, I mean, I'm terrified of birds. Anything that flies like that, I don't like it near me. So I thought I did quite well with that. And I think it's like, when you're looking back at all that stuff, and you realise that a lot of what you're scared of is like self-talking it. You're just telling yourself you're scared of stuff, and the more you tell yourself, the worse it gets. So I think I've learnt from that I'm going to try more stuff. I'm not going to be as scared. So what have any of you done this year? Put it in comments for us. Anything that you've done this year where you think you've kind of like, you've achieved something, you know, you've really achieved something, you've overcome something, or, you know, like maybe a fear or phobia or something, maybe you've challenged yourself and pushed yourselves. You know, what have you done that's really kind of pushed yourselves in 2023? Because I'm sure there must be something that you've done that's pushed yourselves.
If you've got any questions for us as well, guys, we'll do our best to answer them. Stick them in the comments here, we can see them.
Theo, I know I've got a boat. I see your comment. I know I've got a boat, but it's not a ferry. I'm more scared of ferries than I am of a canal boat.
Although, we were chatting earlier, we were like, oh, what are you dreading like in 2024?
Oh.
And my genuine dread, as much as like this boat's been a challenge so far, my genuine dread is having to get the boat through the locks. I am absolutely dreading that because I've never sailed one before. So it's like...
We've done a course, haven't we?
We did a course, like a day's course, where they took us round. And he took us into this lock, and I was just like, this is absolutely insane. Who comes in here?
I know people do it all the time. Maybe Rebecca was living on a canal. Maybe she can give us some tips. But our boat is kind of, you know, like the one we've learnt on. You press a button, and you kind of go forwards and backwards with like a little gear stick. It's so simple, but even that were difficult in the lock controlling it. But ours has got like a little wheel that you wind up to go faster and slower. And you've got to change gear with like a big pole, you know, to like go into drive or into reverse. And I think it's just so much harder to control, so much more difficult to control. And the fear is around the locks, isn't it?
The fear is the locks because, it's if we get that wrong and the back of the boat hits what they call, is it the sill?
Yeah, the sill, yeah.
Then
it can tip you.
So that, if you imagine that's the sill and that's your boat, so there's water, so you're coming down and you haven't got far enough in front, that's the back of the boat hitting the sill. So of course it then tips. And at that point, I think the guy said you've got like 30 seconds to get off the boat.
And obviously Reese has watched every horror movie on YouTube.
I've been YouTubing canal boat disasters.
Of when you sink. So that's got my confidence right up, you know. We'll be all right. Loads of people do it. You've just got to make sure it's away from that sill, so when it goes down, it misses the sill. And likewise, when you're coming up, it's reversed, and it coming up. Oh, we've got something. Hang on, let's have a look.
Jackie, pushing ourselves in 2024. Go on, Jackie.
Yeah, you've got to push yourself. You've got to try new stuff, haven't you? You've got to
get out of your comfort zone.
And we've had, I mean, we did push ourselves, but then we've taken some silly risks as well, haven't we? Like we did when we went over to Holy Island. We drove the van, and we left it too late coming back, and we ended up nearly drowning Romany, and that were absolutely petrifying. So we kind of have to be, sometimes we do make silly decisions as well, don't we? Which I think the canal boat kind of felt like that's been a silly decision a few times.
Theo says you should do skits together on YouTube Shorts. I think you'll be great at it.
What skits?
Like, you know, comedy sketches.
Oh, do you know? I'm not down with all this new talk.
No, and I don't like comment as well. Like, I don't like this shorts thing. Everybody's saying, Reese, you need to do shorts on YouTube, and our thing is to just film like what we're doing.
Reese hates doing TikTok. I have to be in charge of TikTok because he just does not like doing TikTok. So I have to be in charge of that. So which I will get better at it. I've not been as good, have I? But I will get better at putting more on there for people.
YouTube Shorts will probably come into it. I don't really like them. I don't. Valid 45 says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well.
We've still not got any of you that have given us some information about what challenges you've overcome this year or things that you've achieved. Come on, there must be something you've achieved this year. You must have. If you look back, this is why it's good though to look back at your photos, isn't it, and your comments and stuff that you've put on Facebook, because you forget. You forget the things that you've actually achieved, you know, and stuff that you've overcome in your life, and you know, even like work-related stuff or whatever. There's always something that you've really achieved that year, isn't there? There definitely is. And so, what else have we done? I'm trying to think what else we've done. I've got some stuff on here as well, haven't I? Let me have a look. Let me see what we've done. Oh, we went to Cornwall. We did that trip down to Cornwall.
Cornwall was epic.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Cornwall's something else. It's great. Sorry about my voice as well, guys. I can't talk.
It's got man flu.
Got man flu.
But we went down to Cornwall, and that were absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to go back again this year. We used to do Europe a lot more. So for them that sort of don't watch us that often, or if you're new to the channel or whatever, we've been travelling in our van for the last like 10 years, but we've only just started doing YouTube over this last 12 months, really. We've just had a 1 year anniversary back in November, didn't we? So we've only been doing YouTube for just over a year.
As you can tell by the live, that's the wrong way around. Don't know how to get it. You're looking at it like a, what do they call it?
Portrait mode. Landscape.
Because when I turn to landscape, it says I'm not allowed to do that. So I don't know why. If anybody can help us with that, put it in the comments. Because I don't know why it won't let me do it. Like,
it won't let us turn it, will it? Maybe it's because it's on a phone.
Yeah, probably because it's on a phone. I don't know, but.
But yeah, we sort of travel. We started being forced to travel the UK more because of lockdown and stuff like that. So when we started doing YouTube, we were just kind of stuck in the UK, but we've loved it, haven't we? We've discovered so many more places in UK, because we'd always just go off to Europe because it's warmer, isn't it? But we've discovered so many more places in UK since we kind of were forced, if you like, to have to do it.
And some of the places we've found have like competed with some of the best places in the world. Like the beaches in Cornwall are just like probably one of the best beaches in the world. A lot of them are. They're amazing.
It's one of my favourite spots down there as well, isn't there? Which we never give away to anybody, but it's up on this sort of little on top of like this cliff, and you're looking down onto the sea, and it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's kind of southeast in it sort of area, I think, and it's absolutely gorgeous. We have you can have like a little fire there and stuff as well, which there aren't many places you can do that. It's just beautiful. And that's where you went in to sea in your blooming boots down there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I had my boots on, and I thought, oh, it don't matter, they'll dry off. It took me about 3 days to dry. Driving with wet feet.
Have any of you got a van? Because that's the one thing that we find really difficult is drying clothes, isn't it? When we you're on the road and you're travelling.
How do you do that?
How
do you dry
difficult.
Your clothes?
I bet people have got diesel heaters and that's how they do it.
Probably, in front of diesel heater.
Because we don't have that. You can't really dry your clothes with few candles. It doesn't really work very well. So we do end up kind of struggling with that side of stuff, don't we, a bit? What else have we done this year? Let me have a... Oh, so we were out in the snow, and I can't even remember what it was about. It was some kind of dare or something. Yeah,
because you said,
a challenge.
You said I can beat you on a sledge race down that hill, and I said no, you can't. And you said I can, and I said all right, whoever loses. For whatever reason, we had the swimming stuff in back. Can't remember where we'd been before that, but anyway, I said whoever loses has to do a snow angel in your swimming costume. She lost.
Yeah. I bet you cheated though.
I didn't cheat.
I bet you did cheat. I can't remember it, but I bet you did cheat. But that were.
I never cheat.
Oh, that were just awful. That because there were like people driving down and everything, and I were in my blooming costume in the middle of snow. They must have thought I were absolutely mad.
We've got a couple of comments here. Have you been to Ireland? Have you any plans to go?
Oh,
Ireland, yes. So
I've not been.
You've not been. I went with my uncle when I was 18. He took me on a little coach tour holiday type thing to Dublin, and it is one of the most beautiful, breathtaking countries I've ever had the privilege to step into. It's everything you expect Ireland to be. Like, so yeah, like it's definitely on the list. There's a few problems. We've watched a couple of other like YouTube channels, and they've had problems with like taking the van over to Ireland. I don't know why that is, whether it's the size or something. I think you're only allowed to take a certain size van into Ireland. Let me know if that's wrong. And also the cost of the ferry is absolutely
It is
unbelievable
really expensive.
to get Romany across there. I think the only way we could possibly do like a tour of Ireland, which I've seen a few other guys do it, and it's worked out cheaper, is to actually hire a van while you're over there. Works out cheaper than taking your van from the UK across to Ireland. But yeah, definitely.
Oh, Romany would feel really left out if we did
I know,
that.
we couldn't leave her. I couldn't
Oh.
drive another van.
No.
Around Ireland and leave her behind.
And it's so hard when you actually, like, if you know, you see quite a lot of people, don't you, where they decide, oh, we'll hire an old van, or we'll do, you know, we'll hire, what's them, VW. People do that where they'll have like a really modern camper van. And they'll hire a VW for the week and see what it's like, and you know, and report on it on the channels and stuff. But I can't imagine having to transfer all your stuff, because you get so used to where everything is, because you're in it all the time. You get so used to where everything is that moving everything across to something else, I just find that really hard.
Yeah, I think it's it is definitely on the list. Is Ireland 100%? I want to do like the wild Atlantic way and stuff, don't we?
Well, you've always talked about Ireland, haven't you? You've never forgotten about it, have you?
No, it's just amazing. So yeah, definitely Ireland at some point. How we'll do it, I don't know, but definitely. Hey everyone, Happy New Year.
I want to go back to Glastonbury again this year as well, because I absolutely loved Glastonbury. I really loved it, because obviously, as you know, me and Reese don't dress conventionally, and it were really weird going somewhere where everybody else looked like us.
Yeah, Glastonbury was something else, because we'd just arrived, and we'd never... Obviously, you know, you hear of Glastonbury, don't you? And it's like, we thought it were like a festival with like a town that would be like a normal
We'd never
everyday
been
town.
before, had we? We'd never, you know.
So we were going somewhere else, I think.
Yeah, we were, and it were, because we don't plan things, and that's one of the things we're looking back over these memories, like we have been doing over the last few days, is just kind of realising that you have the most fun when you're not planning where you're going, when you just turn up and you don't know what you're going to find. That's when you seem to enjoy yourself the most. And although there is a fine line, because we want to create good content for you guys to watch as well, and watching me going out to second-hand shops all the time and stuff probably isn't that much fun for you, so we do want to create good content for you. But if you plan things too much, you end up not having as much fun, and I think that comes across as well, and I think it's really important, like, that you enjoy it, isn't it? But
yeah, definitely.
We loved Glastonbury. It was absolutely an amazing place, and we didn't stay that long, did we? There,
can't remember.
And I definitely want to go back and do it, you know, and stay for longer, because there's loads of like little kind of sites where people live full time there and what have you, and they're really welcoming. And we stayed on one of them, didn't we? They're really welcoming, really lovely people, and you know that were a really good experience. In fact, that was the first time where we'd ever had anybody come up to us and recognise us. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You know, we've had people sort of wave before, but actually somebody coming up and having a conversation with you.
Gary's put his achievement was building a horse box with no skills. Wow. Watching YouTube videos for inspiration. This is our second winter. That's epic.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you're living in it full time then, are you? What's it called? Sorry.
Gary.
You're living in it full time, Gary?
Yeah. Let's see what it says. That's epic.
Because that's amazing. I've always wanted to, like, I'd love to have a horse box. I'd love to do that, but it's that kind of. Do you live on it static? Is it pulled by horses? Do you have one that's pulled by a? Cause some people have one that's pulled by a car, don't they now as well? Tell us all about it. That
is wicked, man.
We've tried to make Romany a little bit like a kind of horse box inside, haven't we? You know, we're putting the fabric on the roof and the kind of wood panelling, because I love that feel. It's, you know, it's that kind of Roman heritage, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Sam Cook says, managed to swim in a loch at least once a week all year. Oh, wow, that's it. I love your beach videos. Thank you.
Well, Reese is saving because he wants to get himself a hand pan. And so Reese does cold water swimming, whether it be in lakes or whatever, most days, don't you? And he puts £1 in a pot every time he does
Every time I get in a lake or under a waterfall, I stick £1 in a pot to reward myself, because then eventually I'll be able to buy a hand pan with money.
But hand pans are like over £1,000, so he's got an awful lot of cold water.
That's 1,000 swims, isn't it? 1,000 swims, and I can buy a hand pan. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so I guess just to let you know what our plans are really for next year coming up, and
yeah, and as New Year's resolutions and stuff, innit, and what have you as well. So we've kind of, if you've got any New Year's resolutions you've set, start thinking about them and pop them in comments for us. So we've kind of we've realised that we missed doing Europe a lot. We really, really missed it. And as much as we've loved doing the UK, and we do want to obviously continue to do that.
We hit hard, didn't we, coming back from
We did
Europe.
hit hard, and we want to do more travel around Europe. That's a definite. If you watch us, you'll know that I have a lot of health issues. I try not to let it stop me from doing anything. I've been through various treatments and what have you in the past, and I'm quite often told by professionals that I'm in denial. But that's just because I just want to live my life. And I know that if I do certain things, I will suffer for it for quite a while afterwards. But I'd rather do that and enjoy things and enjoy life than I would kind of just give into it. So I try really, really hard to push myself and to do things that I want to do. But when I'm in Europe, when I'm in the heat, well, anywhere in the heat, it doesn't have to be Europe, but anywhere in the heat, I feel so much healthier and so much better in myself. And it kind of gives me a bit of life where I'm not struggling as much. So I really want to sort of be able to spend more time travelling, and there's so many places we want to see and things we want to do. I mean, doing them thermal baths were the best thing that I've ever done. It was so healing, it was so amazing to do that up in the middle of the mountains. It was absolutely beautiful. I'd like to do more of that. There's loads of them around, isn't there, that you can find naturally just all over the place. So I'd like to do that more. So we definitely want to travel Europe more, so that's one of us kind of resolutions, is we're going to do that.
And just and travel like the UK, like, you know, find more places and stuff. We've got some pretty epic ideas kind of where we could go. And the if I'm honest, the difficulty with sometimes is on YouTube videos, you've got to call the video something, right? And we made a promise right from word go that we weren't gonna do like clickbaity, deliberate titles just for the sake of doing it. That this were always gonna be about us travelling and just rolling the camera. But the problem is you've got to call the video something. And so you kind of towing a line between having kind of a plan, because you kind of go, oh, we can call this video that, and not making it absolutely regimented where it's like, oh, we've just gone and done this, because we're all about exploring and just coming across places. But if you come across places, you might come across 3 or 4 different places, and then it's like, well, what do we call the video?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of getting that balance is really difficult.
And there has to be a point, like a focus to the video to get the title, to the vlog to get the title from it, really. One of the things we have noticed over this last year, because we're learning, you know, we've never done this before.
It's all new, isn't it?
We're learning everything as we go along. And sometimes, you know, the audio's not been great. We've now got good microphones, so that's making a bit of a difference, or a big difference now, isn't it? There's certain things, obviously, we want to do to improve, you know, as filming and everything else. But one of the things that we've learned is to slow things down. We travel so fast. That's just the way that we are. We move around a lot. But when and because we're kind of going around, because we move around so quickly, and we put in, you know, a vlog out which like once a week, there's a lot of places that we might have seen over a week. So it's being able to kind of slow that down a bit, so that, because we've watched some of ours back and I thought, God blimey, if you blink you'd miss where we've been, you know. So we're trying to sort of slow it down a little bit, and pick the best places, because some of it's hard for us because we want to show you everywhere that we've been, but then it's too much in space of like 20 minutes. So
I've watched some of them back and I'm like, oh my God, like I've gone dizzy, because it's like, look at this. So yeah, just slowing it
slowing
down.
it down a little bit, giving you, it's because we want you to come along with us. We want you to feel like you've been a part of seeing it. And the whole point in us doing this channel in the first place is that we both strongly believe in like living life to the fullest as much as you can. We know that not everybody is in a position where they can travel, and we know we're very lucky that we're able to do that. It's also been a lot of hard work to get ourselves to a point where we've got that flexibility to do that travel. That's been a lot of hard work and a lot of planning. You know, we haven't come across this overnight. I don't know if anybody really does. Sometimes people portray that on YouTube, but I don't know if anybody really does. I mean, some people I know just kind of give everything up and they leave their jobs and just off they go and they take those risks. But a lot of us,
I think that's quite rare, isn't it? That people
yeah, and a lot of us have got, you know, we've got children, you know, I mean, we had young children, we couldn't just do that, it wasn't a possibility. A lot of us have, you know, got things to pay out for, you know, we've got the cottage, you know, you have things that you have to pay out for. So there's certain restrictions you have on your life, you know, that kind of slow that plan down and make you have to kind of really plan it out over years. And that's what we've done to get to this stage. So it's been a lot of hard work as well to get to this point. But we do want to be able to sort of bring that, you know, bring more travel to you, but, you know, bring it slowed down a little bit, show you the places that we want to go, don't we? Stuff we want to be able to bring a lot more to you, really.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And the boat. Here we go, guys, the boat.
Shall I tell them where we're up to?
Tell them where we're up to. I don't even, yeah, you tell them.
Reese tries to avoid it.
I've tried to sink it 3 times.
It's really hard because obviously we're away, we're travelling, you're not always able to be there to do the work on it. And we've also had some, you know, like personal kind of family stuff that's come up where we've not been able, we've had to deal with that and prioritise that as well over this last year. So it has been difficult sort of being able to get things done on it. So where we are now is that we're at a point where we're not far off finishing. Some stuff that we've done, we've got to change and redo because we've had like, you know, advice and guidance regarding like the meeting the safety standards and stuff like that, where we've got to change certain things that we've done. But we're nearly at a point where we're not far off being finished. A big part of it as well was getting the Canal and River Trust to approve our business proposal. So we've had to amend that a few times to get that to where it can be approved. So that is now what the class has been pre-approved. So we've got to like a deadline, which is some point in February, where we have to get everything in order for them to then approve that, to put it through completely. So within that time frame, we're also at a point of where we need to get so you have to have like a safety certificate on a boat. So on any normal boat, you just have a normal safety certificate. But if it's going to be a business, you have to have a business one, and that's much more stringent. So we've luckily and thankfully, a big shout out as well to Gallows Bridge. They have been
amazing.
Just honestly, if ever you need to take your boat anywhere, my personal experience with them is that they've been absolutely fantastic. They've been really reliable. They've been really supportive. They've gone out of their way to help us, and that's just amazing. So definitely Gallows Bridge, absolutely brilliant. So they're going to help us out, hopefully, with trying to go through that process of getting the business safety certificate, you know, getting because you have to select somebody to come and do it. So they're going to sort of help us out with knowing what to do to go through that. So we're hoping to get that done in January. Structurally, the boat's sound. Cosmetically, almost finished. And by finished, if people don't know, we're doing it out as a pirate ship, because that's normal.
Of course we are.
So, and the plan is that it will be like a kind of, we're gonna, you know, people will be able to come on, hopefully with their kids and stuff, and just enjoy it, and the kids hopefully will love it, because it's going to be a pirate ship, you know, and so the plan is for kids to be able to come on, have your photos taken. It's going to be like a proper pirate ship, not tacky stuff, you know. And so we've got a big captain's ship's wheel and everything like that. We've raised up the front deck area so that it feels like you're inside a ship. And then we'll have things like we'll have a little shop on there basically. So we're planning on doing some merchandise, because we've been asked about that a lot as well, haven't we? So we're planning on doing some merchandise for the YouTube channel and for the boat. Which is a different name. So we're Romany Pirates. The boat is Pirates del Corte, which means Pirates of the Cut. So we're planning on doing kind of merchandise for both of those. selling that, various other things that if you know and you watch us, we both make things and we sell things and stuff, so we're planning on doing stuff like that for
maybe
the
like your old, I fancy like them, you know, like old-fashioned sweets in them cool jars and stuff like that, you know.
And just kind of,
nice,
you know,
so
it will be moored up. We won't be taking anybody out on it. We may do that. We may apply again to the Canal River Trust to change it to that in future. But for now, we will be moored up when people are on there. It's less worrying, it's less complications to just sort of keep it moored up. But we'll move around about every 2 weeks because there's certain restrictions that you have to follow. So you have to move every 2 weeks, and you can't trade in one place more than 28 days in a year. So you basically have to move every 2 weeks, do a 6-month circuit, and then come back. So we will be sort of keeping you updated via probably Instagram maybe as to where we're going to be when we're on the boat. We won't be trading all the time because we're travelling as well, so we've got to logistically fit it in around that. But we will be doing that.
When we're on it and trading, we'll just kind of give people a heads up.
And we'll probably have somebody to help move it if we have to move it after 2 weeks. And obviously, we're not always going to be around. We'll have somebody else to help sort of move that boat along and shift it to the next place so that we're sticking within the rules of what we need to do. So we need to go back there. We need to get it finished cosmetically, get the business BSS done. We need to get it on the water, and we need to get trading. And that's where we are with it, really. So that's kind of where we're planning on going into next year, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anywhere else that people want us to go?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask them. Yeah, if there's anywhere you'd like to see us go...
Ireland, obviously, one of them.
Ireland, yeah, but if there's anywhere else at all, within reason, obviously, I don't want to go to west coast of Canada in Romany, but... like, that you think that you want to see, anywhere you want to see us go, anywhere.
And not just that as well,
you want us to vlog.
You might want to see. I mean, obviously we travel in a van. That's what we do. We've got the canal boat. We'll be filming more of that. You'll be seeing more of that. But you know, we're a travel channel as well. We're not a van life channel as such. We're a travel channel. So you know, if you want to see us go somewhere different on a different mode of transport or do something completely different. You know, give us ideas. We're open to ideas.
Ideas are really helpful because there's only so many ideas you can do on your own. You know,
you do have to bear in mind we've got Daisy, so wherever we go, we have to be able to take Daisy with us, or we have to be able to find somebody to take care of her, and that means we can't go away for a long period of time without her. So whatever we're doing, we can't fly there because there's no way we can fly with Daisy unless we're going for a short amount of time and we could leave with somebody. Which, you know, probably be your mum. Shout out to Reese's mum. But yeah, I think, you know, but there's loads of places. Obviously, you can get ferries to, and you can do different modes of transport. A lot of people do these train journeys places, don't they, and stuff like that. That, you know, it's. I mean, you'd be out of control then. You wouldn't be driving, would you? Imagine that. You'd have to get on the train, be out of control of the situation.
I'm a proper control freak. I'm all right. If I'm driving it, I'm fine. I just don't trust anybody to. It's a really weird kind of phobia I've got. I'm a terrible passenger, absolutely terrible. If I'm in control, I feel comfortable. If it's somebody else flying an aeroplane or driving a boat, I'm a nervous wreck. Gary's got back to us. He says a 6.5 ton Mercedes, full time, mainly static. Have a VW T5 as our travel van. Nice. That's cool, Gary. That's wicked. Nobody's commented on that question. Get commenting, guys, of where we can go in 2024. There must be somewhere.
Yeah, where do you want us to travel to? Where do you want us to go?
Because there might be somewhere we've not thought of in the UK that you guys know. It might be even where you live or whatever, that we can kind of go visit. I really want to do London, but I don't at the same time because I know how busy it is. But there's certain places in London that look actually really nice to visit. They're not your typical like, oh, let's see the big five, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, all them. So London would be cool. It's just the logistics of how we'd park Romany, where we'd sleep. It might be interesting content if we have to kind of sleep in the middle of London and stealth it in the back of Romany. That might be an idea. Alan's just joined. Hey, Alan.
I would like to do.
Just remembered it was live night.
I would like to do a New Year, like next year in London, and see all the fireworks and stuff
that
like
would
that.
be
I'd
cool.
love to see that. I've never seen that. But it's just the thing of it. I don't want to be in the middle of that. And we were thinking, weren't we? Like, could is there anywhere we could park where you're on the outskirts of London, but you can see all the display? Because obviously you can see them for miles, can't you? So I'd like to think about that for next year, because I think that'd be fab. And you know, but I think we just want to be able to do things a little bit different. We want to do some different stuff and think outside the box a bit, because you can get stuck in a rut, can't you?
This one I like. Theo says Cornwall. Yes, we'll definitely be doing Cornwall again.
Oh yeah.
One of our favourite places. We'll probably do a couple of weeks down there at some point.
But every time if anybody lives near Cornwall, tell me the best time to go, because every time we go to Cornwall, it's raining. Every time. It's meant to be like the warmest place, isn't it? I took the kids when they were younger.
I don't know, because it is right. You sort of got you've got the elements, haven't you?
Yeah, but you're closest, aren't you? When you're down that end, you're closest to like being to France, aren't you? So it's meant to be warmer. But every time I've gone, I took the kids when they were really little, and it was at the end of a heat wave, and we'd had like, in Cornwall, they'd had like no rain for about 3 months or something, and everybody was so pleased when this rain came. But I'd planned a 2-week holiday with kids, and we spent the entire time in those like waterproof poncho things that we had to wear when we went to that, wherever it was that we went to, Linda, wasn't there? Where did we go?
Oh, the Isle of Portland.
Oh, the Isle of Portland,
yeah. That was funny, that.
And that were raining and horrible then. We had to
got caught in a storm, didn't we? That's a crazy island.
But yeah, we'll definitely go to Cornwall again, but just try and tell me the best times to go so I actually get some warmth.
Theo said possibly June, July.
You see, we never go that time.
No.
Yeah,
thank you, Theo. Few comments here. Rebecca, would you consider travelling around Ireland in a traditional wagon and horse? Oh, yes.
What a good idea.
Now we're coming up with ideas, guys.
Oh, you see.
Now it's started.
Yes, because that is definitely a dream of mine to do that as well. That is
100%.
We'll look into that. We'll definitely
we will look into that now. That's Rebecca. That is, you're onto something there.
I would love to do that, and we could take days.
Because that's a way. Like we were just saying a while ago, that we couldn't get Romany to Ireland, but we could actually leave Romany behind.
Yeah.
And do that.
Sorry,
Rebecca,
Romany.
that is an absolute.
That would be
because
that's a dream of mine as well. So to be able to do that and not tick one off the bucket list, that's like one of my bucket list things is that. I mean, I ticked one off the bucket list this year because when we went and we did the thermal pools, that was one of mine, so that got ticked off. But I would definitely love to do that. I think every year should tick something off your bucket list. So
yeah, and that'd be cool.
I'd love to do that,
especially with like my heritage and stuff.
What an amazing idea! Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, Rebecca's onto something there, definitely. Let's see what other comments we've got here.
That's going to be Reese like Googling for next. I don't know.
Yeah, you've started a new obsession. You've started a new obsession, Rebecca. Everyone's going to be well pleased. Comments. Let's have a look. Theo said he's done that with fireworks. Stayed on South Bank. So
South Bank?
Yeah, for the London fireworks.
Oh, right, okay. We could try that then. Look at that for next year and plan that out. That'd be great. I don't like planning, as you know. I absolutely hate planning because then things can go wrong and you've got disappointment. If you don't plan out, you don't have any expectation, is my view in life. But I do want to make sure that I can do something really interesting next year, so...
JHG, maybe visit the Scottish Islands. Yes, that is something.
Yeah.
So, what have we got here? The Scottish Islands, Arran, Mull, Iona, yeah. Says we went last summer.
Because we do want to swim, don't we, with the... we'd like to go swimming with the whales, wouldn't we?
Yeah, apparently they do. Comment as well if you can do this. So up in the Orkney Islands, they have it's quite common to see killer whales and humpback whales. So I know that if you go to Norway, they do like trips out to swim with them. So I don't know if they do that in Scotland or not. Either way, we want to go up to the Orkney and the Shetland Islands to see the killer whales, basically the orcas. But definitely like Iona, Skye, all that we've never done. So that's definitely on the list.
Because we missed that in Tarifa, didn't we? There were an opportunity in Tarifa to go and do it, and we couldn't because we had Daisy with us.
Daisy, they won't let her into Africa. For one, would they? She's not coming into Africa. You can't bring her in. Are you originally British? Your accents sound more like Scots. maybe you're from Liverpool. No, we are originally British.
You've got Scottish heritage.
I
haven't you,
have
going
Scottish
back quite
heritage,
far?
but
But
I've
not
got basically
accent-wise.
Scottish heritage, Romany on my nan's side, and also Gibraltar, possibly Spanish. If you watch that episode, you'll understand.
I don't really know where I'm from. I don't know much about my background, so.
No, we're born. We're both
but we are born and bred in.
born in Leeds.
Yeah, we are born and bred in Yorkshire. Just how we can see ourselves on that computer. Are they getting that same viewer that we got our heads missing off the top?
No,
or just scan down.
It's because I've scanned down. Let's have a look.
I thought you'd been watching us with our heads missing then all the time.
Definitely the Scottish Islands.
There's so many nice places up sort of off of Scotland, and Scotland is such a friendly place to go as well. Everybody's so lovely.
The Scots are like, I think it's something that everybody says, isn't it? How friendly the Scottish people are, but they actually are. It's not just like they're so.
And it's so easy to park up there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So easy to park up there. We've travelled up there for years, and it's just so easy to park.
And they're sort of like laid back as well. Like I've noticed a few like YouTube videos will say of people like saying how much it's unwelcoming in Scotland and stuff like that. Never ever found that. To the point where we sometimes ask, local people or whatever, oh, is it alright if we park here? Do you know if this would be okay? And they're always like, aye, no bother, no bother. Just lovely up there. Jackie said if you can go, I can come in your suitcase. Yeah, come on, Jackie. Alan says, I've always fancied the Caledonian Canal in a hire boat. Yes, definitely. I think if we can get our boat up there at some point, that'd be pretty epic.
Can you imagine how long that takes? Do you know how long it takes to go anywhere in a canal boat? Honestly, it takes so long. It takes weeks to just go a few miles. That'd be, you'd have to lift it out.
It'd be quicker walking, wouldn't it, really? I don't even know if it can be done. I think you've got to cross the sea. You've got to hire a captain to take you out to sea and bring you back in.
There's no way I'd take Pirates del Corte on sea.
She won't
make it. No, you can. I mean, we brought her up from Kent, down Kent way, so you can have them lifted out and brought up on the back of a wagon, which is what we had to do with them. We brought her up here, but it were really expensive. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be paying for that again. But we could hire one. Could definitely hire one and do that. That'd be definitely interesting to do.
Alan says Orkney was my place to go every year for a dozen years. Nowhere better. Oh, for the history as well. Yeah. No, that's the thing about Scotland, Alan, isn't it? The history is just.
Oh, I could do my little history stuff. My little history talks.
Emma's history lessons.
One thing we realised as well, when we look back at a lot of our videos, we've seen a lot of castles, haven't we? And churches. We've got a bit of an obsession with castles and churches. We have noticed as well, you noticed this, didn't you? People turn off when we show a church.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Tell us, are you one of those people? Do you turn off? I was like, because YouTube.
The minute we show a church, it's like.
So behind the scenes, I can't see who's personally watching, so I don't know if Alan's turned off at a certain point. But what I can see is overall when people are turning off. And I noticed a trend the other day, and I said to Emma, this can't be right. But the more I researched it, the more I could see that people turn off. Even if we turn the camera like that to the church for a split second.
They switch off.
Everybody's gone.
Churches are so beautiful. I wouldn't want to be boring just showing everybody all the time, but churches are so beautiful. It's the architecture for me. It amazes me because you look now, and I know modern architecture is very clever, and and we have a lot of these we went through in the 2000s, didn't we, where a lot of buildings were built to look like boats. They always had this sweeping part to them and stuff, and it is beautiful, and we have a lot of glass involved in new buildings, but the old buildings, I just can't even fathom how back in that time that they used to actually build stuff like that. They didn't have the technology, they didn't have the transportation equipment that they have now, and I find it absolutely amazing, like the buildings. So I am a bit of a boring person with that, but I do love seeing all old buildings.
I love it because I don't know really. I do know about history, but Emma's just like, you're really good. She'll read like a notice board for like 10 seconds and just be able to like reel out the history of
It's
this
really
thing.
weird because, like, if you know, with my memory and stuff, I forget a lot of stuff. So there's things that I just don't remember at all from years ago, things that I don't remember, like even just that like happened yesterday, last week. I have to look at the video, like the vlogs that we've done, to remember a lot of stuff. But if I look at something and I went through a memory clinic, so I've learned how to kind of digest information. So if I look at something and I'll kind of attach different words or things like that I'm seeing around it at the time, and I can remember things really like almost word for word, can't I, for like about a minute. But I've got to film it really quickly because otherwise it's gone.
Some more comments. Sam Cook, us Scots love when travellers come, and yes, we're much more laid back than people think. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Sam.
Because Scotland have the right to roam, don't they? Which is what is
yeah.
is beautiful as well.
Yeah, it is.
They've
Yeah.
held on to that.
Sam will probably be able to say more than what I know about this, but there's a right to roam similar to what is in like Norway and Finland and Sweden, where it's like every man's right to roam. There's a big debate on whether vans can wild camp in Scotland, because Scotland, unlike England, you can legally wild camp, right? Which means tents. Are vans wild camping? Not really per se. There's like a grey area. And I suppose we've always said, like, look after the place, be respectful, don't park in front of somebody's house, park where you're not going to disturb anybody, and always leave it tidier than when you've found it, like, always. And I think if you do them three things and you just respect the place, the local people appreciate it, and that, I think, we've never been stopped or moved on, so I think that's kind of the
And always go for
area.
a coffee somewhere or something. Do you know, it doesn't have to be a lot of money, because I mean, you might wonder how we constantly afford to go out for coffees, but you know, we do try and make sure that we've got that little bit of money to one side to at least have a coffee somewhere, you know, or buy a little, you know, bun or something, or something,
or a postcard.
biscuit,
it don't
something,
have to be all,
postcard,
but
yeah, just so
invest
you're
back in
bringing
that.
something back into the community
Yeah.
when you visit somewhere. But it does make me sad, because we have been a lot of places where they used to be really open to us coming, and then when we've gone back years later, you can't go there anymore because people have been leaving it in such disarray. And if any of you watching do travel in a van, I'm sure you all do this anyway, but we always take with us a litter picker, pair of rubber gloves and bin liners, because we always tidy up, even if we've not made any mess, we tidy up anyway. And make it cleaner than when we arrived, basically, because it is really sad when people don't take care of
It is,
things.
because then it gives, like, everyone then says, oh, we don't want van lifers or travellers coming round here anymore, and you know, and it's sad. Just, yeah, we always just make sure it's tidier, just for the wildlife and the animals as well, you know, like the amount of times we'll pull up and we'll see like Coke cans or
and then
lemonade cans, them little things that you get like in a pack of beer or whatever, and there's just left, and you think, well, a little hedgehog or a squirrel or something could get trapped in that. It's just disgusting. So we always tidy up. I love old churches, and in particular old graveyards. Cathedrals.
Old graveyards.
Cathedrals and castles were built on ley lines. Hence the attraction draws in.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I like to go at graveyards and read the graves. Sounds a bit spooky, this, right? But because I love to be able to, it tells you something about the history. So when you see like one gravestone or whatever, that it's got the, you know, it might have the grandparents, the parents and their children, and it's quite sad. And you think sometimes you'll look and you'll see that they've lost like 4 or 5 children at a young age, especially in years gone by. We didn't have the medical care we've got now and stuff, but it's I always find that you almost get a little snapshot into somebody's life of somebody that's long since been forgotten and probably doesn't even have relatives living now that you know that were their relatives. And to look and think, God blimey, like the resilience that people must have had, when, especially going back to like 1800s, the resilience people had, where they'd lose child after child after child, and they had to keep going in life, and you know, and keep pushing through. And you know, we're so lucky that we don't have to really face that to that level anymore. I mean, obviously people still go through horrific things, but we don't have to face it to that level. And I find it very interesting to look back at the past and things like that. I just think it's amazing, like, because I think in years to come we're not going to have that, are we? Because there's not as many burials now. So in years to come, those kind of snapshots of the past where you'd look and you'd say, oh, look at these people that lived once, and you can read about them. You're not going to have that anymore, because a lot of people are cremated now. You don't have that snapshot in, where you can look at things like that.
Valid 45 also says, yeah, absolutely, good point. If you plan on a horse and wagon, please learn everything about horses.
Well, we've got a friend who's actually owned horses all life, haven't we?
Yeah.
So she'd be good to contact and find out.
I think certain people do, like, it depends how we do it, obviously.
You'd need proper training,
proper training, or I think there's people that actually take you. If anybody knows that, let us know.
Yeah, maybe you can get somebody. It's like a tour guide type thing that takes you around.
Now Theo says, just wants to thank us both. He's almost at 200 subscribers. So yeah, shout out to Theo. So Theo Griffiths, who's in the comments, has his own YouTube channel, and it's really good. Sort of all sorts of like little vlogs, and he's a really good kind of singer, and he also brings a lot of positive awareness to like living with autism, things like that. So yeah, check out Theo's channel.
He does a lot of reviews really cool. On kind of LGBTQ places as well, and around how people treat you in those like different cafes and things like that. It's really interesting.
Yeah, check him out. Yeah, Sam says there is a right to roam in Scotland, and yes, vans are usually okay. Everyone within 5 miles knows you're there, so we must be all right. Yeah, Alan's just saying, totally agrees with Leave No Trace.
Yeah.
Discussed it a year ago when he was there in Scotland. Felt embarrassed. Yeah, by others, what others missed. By what others have left behind.
Well, the NC 500 has had a lot of kind of, they've got to the point where they've even sort of talked about banning certain places to park on there, haven't they? Because it's been left so messy, and and it's just really bad manners, isn't it? It's just really bad manners. You wouldn't go to somebody's, you wouldn't have somebody come to your house and treat your house in that way, would you? So,
but I think to mention there, like that. I think to mention there as well is, from my observations, you guys might seem somewhat different, I don't know, but from my observations is it's not van lifers or travellers. It tends to be your day picnickers. So people just turning up in a car, and that's where I've seen a lot of it, where then vans turn up, and that's when the locals are like, oh no, we don't, because they think it's van lifers or travellers. But
and you do get it, you do get it more as well. So we've seen it where there's been, like, we've stayed somewhere and there's been literally local lads that have come in cars and stuff, and they'll be having fires. And we went somewhere once where they'd left the fire burning. It were actually in our very ever first vlog. And where we stayed there, and they'd set a fire and they'd left it burning. We had to go out and put it out during the night because it were dangerous. It could have set the trees on fire and everything. And that were local lads that had gone down. They'd left loads of, like, they'd been fishing, they'd left loads of food all over, and it was just such a mess. But you also have it, so you do sometimes get it with local people. You get it with people that kind of your day picnickers, don't you? But you also, unfortunately, that I've seen, get it with people that where they've just decided, and this happened a lot in COVID, where people thought, oh, this is something that's pretty cool, we'll jump on board and start travelling in a van. And they've just kind of bought themselves a van, or, and just gone off to do it on the odd days, the odd weekends, things like that, and not really been invested into that van life community or travelling community as much. And I've seen it sometimes with people that have kind of just gone to do it on a whim, and and usually a year later they're selling that van and they're moving on, they're not wanting to do it anymore. But it's unfortunately the damage it caused during that period. And I think a lot of places said that to us, that where we've gone certain places, especially in Cornwall, like Mavagesi and stuff, where they'd said that, they just saw such an influx of people in either motorhomes or camper vans coming round that they'd never had before during COVID. And just leaving things in a mess, and there was a big take up in purchasing vans, wasn't there, during that period, and then they were all getting sold on afterwards. So
yeah, because I think it's those of us that kind of do it the way we do it, and I know how a lot of you guys do it.
If you're living the life,
there's a community, and among that community there's our own rules, essentially. Leave no trace, all the rest of it that
arrive
goes,
late,
leave early, all the rest of it. And I think what happened in that COVID influx, were that those people weren't aware of the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
The etiquette, innit?
Yeah,
It's
the
etiquette
etiquette.
of
Like,
how
what's
to
the etiquette
behave,
of the
yeah.
community and van life and travel and stuff in general. Chris has put, let's just clarify this. So Chris has put, don't take this the wrong way, but it takes you years to learn about driving horses and wagons. They're extremely dangerous. Yeah, Chris, don't worry. We have no intention of just picking up a horse and taking it around Ireland. Absolutely not.
We'd have to know. I mean, for starters, Reese is quite scared of horses.
Yeah, I'm petrified of them.
So we would.
There's no way I'm taking it around Ireland. I won't even go near one.
It would be a lovely thing to do.
It would be a lovely thing to do. Under controlled circumstances. Or maybe somebody knows a contact of somebody who could take us around in the wagon a little bit around Ireland.
It'd be nice to have somebody that could take you and actually kind of do that as like a tour guide type of thing, and take you around and, you know, and do that part for you, so that you could be learning while you're on there doing it as well, you know, at the same time. But it would be, it'd be nice to have somebody doing it with you, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Sam agrees. Definitely not van life as our travellers. Plenty of people blame everybody else. Yeah, it's most van lifers and travellers are really more respectable than people think, I think. Yeah, and I agree, Chris. Yeah, so Chris is just saying, no, I understand that. Just seeing so many accidents and horses get hurt and killed. Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, one of the things, I don't know if you watch us a lot, but the one that, you know, people that, you know, watch us that quite often will know that we are, with anything to do with animals, we absolutely love nature. We love wildlife. You know, if driving in our van, we annoy most people behind us because we drive so slowly.
Yeah. At night, this is not a lie. At night, when it's dark on country lanes, I do about 15, 20 miles an hour max.
We're always pulling off to let other people go past.
Even on a 60, because the thought of hitting a pheasant or a deer, or even we were driving down, weren't we, the other night?
Oh yeah, you missed a little field.
And I spotted it. How I spotted it, I don't know, but I spotted it. It was dark. I had my headlights on full beam, and I just saw this little movement in the trees to the left. And so I even at 15, 20, I slowed it right down, and this little mouse ran along.
Just ran along. And I was like, how did you spot that? We wouldn't take any stupid risks. Or, you know, we would be careful with stuff like that, because it's not just about whether it's harm to us, is it? It's, you know, you've got to think about the horse. And we'd have to think about Daisy as well and her reaction, because Daisy often thinks that horses are very big dogs and likes to bark, and that can really upset them as well. She's got more used to them, hasn't she? She's got better. So it would have to be something that'd be very well carefully planned out and thought through. But it is something I'd like to do.
Oh, definitely, Under the right circumstances.
Yeah, it's something I'd like to do.
Rebecca's got a cool idea.
Because it links to your heritage as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so it'd be nice to be able to experience that.
Yeah, well, I think my voice is going off, so I think we're going to
we'll wrap
love you and leave you. But thank you so much for everybody that's kind of watched us this year. If you're watching this back, because I know you can watch these lives back at a later date, we're really sorry that it's kind of the portrait, not the landscape. We're using the phone.
But please, as well, going forward, if people can, you know, engage with us on YouTube, we'd love to read your comments. We genuinely love sitting down and reading your comments. And we do kind of let that guide us a lot in what we're doing as well. You know, to a certain extent, we like to sort of be able to respond to that as well. So do put comments down for us on our general videos. You know, if you've not engaged with us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, please do that as well, because you know, all of that kind of engagement helps. And that's Daisy barking. And that's it, isn't it?
I guess thank you. You know, we keep saying it, but thank you for everybody that watches us. You know, we just genuinely love to share.
I've got little hearts coming up. Thank you, guys.
Share our adventures and stuff with you all, and it's just a pleasure being able to share it with you. And I feel like we're sort of building a little community. You know, we're getting to know people's names now that comment on YouTube, and that sort of thing. You know, and it's just nice to kind of share it all with you and build this little community. So thank you, guys. And let's see what 2024 brings.
Don't forget to make your New Year's resolutions and stick to them. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Catch you next week, guys. Bye.